Hello. I'm just going to give it a few seconds. I hope there will be some people joining me tonight for my topic of discussion. It's been a little while since I've been on, and I'm talking kind of quiet because it's bedtime and it's harvest, and Mama's been solo for like 4 weeks, so I don't want to wake anybody up. So when you jump on, go ahead and say hi. I wanted to make sure I came back in here and talked about infant and pregnancy loss awareness because it's October. And I was reminded today when I saw in my memories, I did a video on this last year too. And I can't believe that a year has gone by since that, because that feels like it was yesterday. Hey everybody. Hey Jen. Hey Erin. Hey Paige. I'm so excited you're all joining me. Never know who I'm going to get for this topic, but I know when I did this last year, it was my first time really talking about it live. I had made posts and shared our story that way, but I had never talked about it live. So I remember after I did that last year that there was just an overwhelming amount of feedback and kind of inquiries and requests for support, more or less. So I want to continue to, of course, be that advocate and be that person of support for those that have experienced infant or pregnancy loss, and plus, or maybe have struggled with fertility or family planning. So I am this month again gonna share my story a little bit. So for those of you that don't know, we struggled with infertility first. I know I was a little off of my dates as I watched my video from last year today. Our journey actually began around 2013 was when we decided we wanted to start trying to have a family, my husband and I. So in 2013, we made the decision we wanted to start trying, and we were on that journey for 3.5 years, and there was a lot that happened, and I actually came across another thing which I will do some show and tell on. So this actually is a 3-ring binder that's like not even able to shut, but this is my family planning. Like, you guys, it was such a journey. So I will kind of shine some light on that. But I just wanted to also share some statistics that 1 in 4 women or couples experience that infant or pregnancy loss, whether they're pregnant and have a miscarriage sometimes early on, or they have a miscarriage somewhere within the pregnancy, or they deliver their baby that's already been, that isn't alive, a stillborn. 1 in 4 experience a loss. And then the other statistic is 1 in 8 struggle to even achieve pregnancy. Struggle with infertility is what the medical world diagnoses, that kind of unexplained, or can't really tell you why you're not getting pregnant, so they just say infertility. Okay, so welcome everybody jumping on. So I thought I'd share that, and I have to make a couple of notes here so I stay on track. But SHARE, share this video. This is a public video, so share it if you know someone trying to achieve pregnancy. Because again, not everybody talks about this. Not everybody wants to talk about it. We all kind of share our story at different points in time. But I'm telling you, there are plenty of people out there that are struggling or have struggled or feel like they are the only ones. They're not, but we just feel like we can't talk about it. So share this video. If you know someone that's trying to achieve pregnancy, share it if you know that they're struggling, because not everybody is on my timeline. Not everybody am I friends with, but you might have a network that I'm not attached to. that might want to see this or hear what I have to say. So make sure to hit that SHARE button and share. And the other thing is, that kind of goes along with this whole conversation. If we're sharing the video and we're talking about it, and maybe, people jumping on here, are in this same boat right now, but we just want to take a moment in this month to celebrate the beautiful, strong women, that are desiring to bring children into the world. And we want to celebrate them. It's an amazing thing to want to do that, to want to bring children in this world and to raise them and support them and love them. So we just want to take a moment to celebrate those women, celebrate you. And we want to celebrate their courageous and supportive husbands, partners, that are wanting to raise a family alongside of them, because it definitely takes two. And so we definitely want to celebrate that support. So lots of hugs and support to all of you out there. I see you and I understand you. The other thing is your perseverance. Well, your perseverance and your will says a lot about you. It says a lot about your character. It says a lot about your integrity. And even though you may not feel that or see that right now, it does say a lot. So I just want to say those couple of things to you before we get into the thick of everything here. And the other thing too, as we get started, so for my journey, I have to start it off with sharing, which I noticed I didn't do in the video from last year, but I have to, of course, share that my rock, my husband, certainly made the journey seem lighter and manageable. So I really didn't want to go any further without celebrating him and shouting him out. And if he's in the combine right now and at all seeing this come across his screen and he's watching, I just had to shout you out, babe, because, this journey wouldn't have, even been possible if we didn't have both of us in it to win it. We have the right amount of difference to kind of balance each other out, if that makes sense. And our family wouldn't be what it is without you. So I had to shout you out. Okay, love you so much, Anth. All right. So if you're watching, had to shout you out in this too. Okay, so our journey, it's not just about me, but our journey, again, roughly began in 2013. Shortly after we were married, within like that first year, we were married in 2012, we decided we wanted to try having babies, and like we were ready. Like we thought, okay, we're going to try today and we're going to be pregnant tomorrow type deal. Yikes. That is definitely not how it goes. So in this whole process, we definitely learned like just the miracle that pregnancy is and what it all takes, like the exact timing and the exact right amount and perfect amount of everything to achieve a pregnancy. So, after 6 months, and if anybody knows me, like I'm patient to a point, but I'm definitely like, okay, if I set out to do something, like I want to see results. Okay. So after 6 months, I had an appointment with my OB/GYN and just kind of was like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. And, which I absolutely loved my OB/GYN. He had a great bedside manner. I know when my husband went there too, he just very respectable. So he assured us that, we'll just keep trying. Sometimes, a lot of times it takes a year. There's a statistic out there that you only have a 20% chance of conceiving a child in any given month. 20%, that's not a super high probability. So I was like, okay, all right, so we kept on. So for after 12 months, still didn't achieve a pregnancy, we did get referred on to what they call reproductive endocrinology. So that is just the whole big world of dealing with fertility, infertility, just the whole medical smorgasbord that goes with that. So that was 12 months in, and then after about another 6 months, or about a year and a half in, we started kind of, we did some tests ahead of that, like some blood work and things like that, checking hormones, but then we really started getting into the thick of like tests and ultrasounds and everything. The both of us, just do you ovulate? Yes. Do you have sperm? Yes. Are there, so there's eggs, there's sperm, then it was getting into what do the sperm look like and how many, and then it was, how many eggs on each ovary and how do your ovaries look, and how about the fallopian tubes? Are they open? Are they closed? Let's do a test for that. Just everything. It's all the tests. And then some hormone injections, like we were ovulating, but then we tried to hyperovulate, and oh my Lord. We had pill caddies with supplements. At one point in time, I joke, but should have probably went back to school. I was just so fascinated by the science behind everything too. And just behind how our bodies work and all of that. So then, of course, I looked into supplements and how to make your reproductive system more healthy or more susceptible to trying to have a baby. And oh my gosh, so all of that. And then, so I'm just going down the timeline here. And then we were 2.5 years in, and so of course had insurance, but my insurance, and really not many, did not cover infertility. They covered anything up unto doing any type of like insemination, any type of artificial insemination, the intrauterine IUI, I forget what that all stands, intrauterine something. Artificial insemination, IVF, our insurance did not cover any of that. So we did everything that we felt that we could do, while maintaining a great marriage. And so a last ditch effort, basically we had been through everything and we were just kind of told like, okay, you have like a 2%, I think it was like a 2% chance of achieving pregnancy on your own. And it was just like, are you kidding me? Like, that is so deflating to hear, because we really did not want to do anything more than just testing. So that just prompted us kind of looking into the whole IVF piece and exploring that and educating ourselves on that, exactly what it is and how you get into that space. So we decided that we were going to try IVF after 2.5 years. But first, we wanted to, of course, try one more less invasive thing and way less expensive. So we decided we wanted to try that intrauterine insemination. There we go. IUI. So we wanted to try that because that was least invasive, didn't require us to take out a loan. So we thought we'd give it one shot. Hey, maybe it might work after 2.5 years. So we did, and fingers crossed, tried that IUI, but unfortunately it didn't work. So we proceeded on with loan paperwork. We proceeded on with meetings with our doctors on kind of how it would look. So in the reproductive endocrinology world, what they try to do is you take hormone injections, you try to overstimulate your ovaries to produce lots of eggs, because then you go in and they extract them, and then they fertilize them. And then basically the ones that take, or the ones that survive, or the ones that grow the best are the ones that they keep. And then you go back in for another appointment to have them placed into your uterus. So, went through all of that, and oh my goodness. I mean, that's not just like you go in and, you have IVF and then you leave. No, it's a process. It's like a 2 to 3 month process when it's all said and done, after you figure out the drugs that you're gonna take. Okay. And it's like a month long of injections. Like, I injected into my stomach to stimulate the ovaries. Then there's hormones, making sure you have that good balance of estrogen and progesterone, which progesterone was also injections. I mean, just the amount of needles and vials and drugs here was just insane for trying to achieve pregnancy. So anyway, we got to the day where they were going to, my ovaries were full. So then you're doing all these injections, and then you're going and they're doing ultrasounds to check and see. You're looking at your ovaries to see how many eggs there are. And I think somewhere in here, I probably have pictures of that, but I should have been showing you along the way, but I can't find them right now. Oh, yes, here. So here's what it looks like. Here's what they want your ovaries to do. All those black dots, they're like the eggs. So that's what they want. That's what they want. And then they go in on extraction day and take out all the eggs. And that is a procedure. They put you under for that. And, it was painful. After the drugs wear off, I almost had my husband turn me around and take me back in. That was super painful. I spent the rest of the day in bed with a heating pad, and that was not fun. But anyway, then fast forward to fertilization day, or insemination day. So after they fertilized, we found out I think 12 eggs were extracted, and of that, I think it was 3 to 5 that fertilized. But then after the growth period, which is I think just days long, I can't remember exactly because it's been a while now, but then they tell you which are the best. And I think we ended up, it was 3 that were left. And there's a whole rating scale. Again, it's been forever. I could have rattled it off to you 4 or 5 years ago. But it's been a while. But basically we took we did take 2 of the better eggs, because we only took out enough of a loan to do this once. Out of all the loan options and all the different things that you could do, we just felt what worked best for us was taking out this one loan. And so kind of putting all of our eggs, no pun intended, into one basket, because it's just really what we could afford. Kind of. I mean, still had to take out a loan for it. But, which was more than my first year of college. It was more like my first 2 years of college combined, plus books. So we did that, and we put in 2 eggs, not sure if they both would take, but, just thought, well, double or nothing. We only are given this one shot, so we really wanted it to work, obviously. And then, just kept our fingers crossed, and I think it was around Thanksgiving was it around Thanksgiving? Ooh, I can't remember now. Yeah, I think Thanksgiving of 2015? No, 2014? I can't remember. 2015, around Thanksgiving, that we found out that we were pregnant. I remember, even getting a pregnancy test early and testing before they told me I should, because are you kidding me? I could not wait. So yeah, we went and did the test and found out that it was positive. Oh my God, I remember that day. I was like shaking, exciting, crying, exciting. Like my throat was dry because I was like screaming in my house, so excited. It was amazing. And so that was around Thanksgiving of 2015. And that was about like kind of that 3-ish year mark that we had been trying. So finally we're pregnant and first had some blood draws, and then they check like your hormone levels via the blood. And that's how they confirmed that, yep, you're pregnant. It was like, I don't know. I was like at 700 something, my HCG. I remember that because I've had to take a few of those in the past few years for our other 3 girls. But so it was a great number, definitely pregnant. Anything over 5, I think, means you're pregnant. So at 700 something, we were pregnant. And then we fast forward to our first ultrasound, so you really couldn't see much, but you could see just like little dots for your first ultrasound. And then we had another ultrasound and another ultrasound. I think we were on our 3rd or 4th ultrasound, which was shortly then before Christmas, and everything was going great. The babies, we were pregnant with twins. The babies were growing, as they should, strong flickering heartbeats, and here they are. So I just felt, you gotta show these little babies off. Those were our twins, and that was just shortly before Christmas, and we could see like their little heads and their little flickering hearts. So there they are. Remember, this is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness, so definitely have to share my little twinners with you. And so, as you could imagine, I'll probably speed over this next part, but so then of course we went to an ultrasound. Let's see, it was New Year's Eve day. Yeah, I remember that quite well, because then we had plans to go and celebrate. And of course, after Christmas, we had talked, and since everything was going well, we felt like we could share with our families. So we did. We shared quite early. Shared with our extended families. Our parents knew right away, pretty much, when we found out we were pregnant. We had to share with them right away, but we shared with most other extended family members on Christmas. And then when we went to our ultrasound on New Year's Eve day, was 10 weeks. So of course, after seeing our babies 3 times, went to see them that 4th time, and then we just knew that whole day. It just didn't seem right, didn't feel right. I had a little bit of blood that morning, not a lot, just a little bit. So the ultrasound tech, of course, started doing her thing, and she just was really quiet, and she just didn't say a lot. And you can almost tell like she was trying to find the words, or she would, looked at the ovaries first, but then just really was skipping over the babies. Wasn't really staying on them for very long. And at that point in time, my heart started to race, because I was like, woo. Okay. So yeah, then obviously, of course, she, had to tell us that, just kind of showed us, and there's like this red, kind of way that she can make the machine color, so that you could see if blood was flowing, and there wasn't. So, okay. So, that's when we found out that we had lost the twins. There was no heartbeats anymore. So that was tough. This is tough. Okay. I didn't think I was trying not to get too emotional here. Okay. So fast forward, after that craziness, you can tell obviously that was, gosh, detrimental for us. That was super hard. So of course we talk about always, have our little memorabilia of our little twins. They'll never be forgotten. But so then fast forward, it was like the longest month after that, because it wasn't like they just went away. And although they're small, it's still a 10-week pregnancy with 2 babies. And so mind you, I'd never been down that road of miscarriage, which didn't start on its own. Probably because, of course, then with IVF, and I have a little low progesterone levels, I had to continue to take injections. So that could be one reason why the miscarriage just didn't start on its own. So then you take some drugs to help start the process of a miscarriage, which of course I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I want to say maybe my husband had a meeting or something the night that I took the pill. And I just thought that, well, yeah, no big deal. Like, I got this. So after now having children of my own, that was definitely like it is labor. You are contracting. It hurts. So I did that at home, and then went to the doctor, and they have to check and make sure that everything expels, because if anything's left in there, it can cause infection in your uterus. So of course, there was still, it didn't completely expel with that. So then we had to go in for, I can't even say it right. Basically, it's just a DNC, dilation and curettage. I don't know how to say that word, but so then I had to go in for that procedure, and again be put under, and still wasn't very fun. So it was like a month-long process thereafter, and just afterwards, then we just felt like robbed, just everything, robbed, cheated. Just, it was awful. But in true fashion, it was like you pick yourself up and dust yourself off. Like, I was just not accepting that. Like, okay, well, we achieved pregnancy, or we were able to get pregnant. That was a sure thing. So this can't be the end. And then I came across, so of course, in this book, I have everything, fertility testing, all my numbers. Gosh, this is crazy when I actually look at it. All my numbers, IUI, IVF, and all the loan paperwork. You guys, it's just, I have it all tabbed out here, all my little tabbies. IVF, here's the IVF cycle flow sheet. It is intense. Acupuncture, I also did acupuncture. Mayan fertility massage, and I drove to Bloomington for that. If you have a question, I have an answer. Consults, notes, lots of notes. All my miscellaneous is probably all my supplements, all the supplements and drug names, and oh yeah, my benefits. Here we go. Here's a stack of index cards of supplements. I'm not even kidding you. It was like 25 pills. My husband took them too. Like I said, have the greatest partner, greatest hubby in the world. So I just hang on to that because I like to look back on that. It's a wonderful journey. So I wasn't, we weren't ready to throw in the towel by any means. And we, had heard about, and Facebook is a wonderful thing. When it finds out that you're interested in something, it kind of puts up advertisements on the side panel, and there was always this thing that caught my eye, and the short story, because this would be a whole nother video, but this is where, people can contact me or let me know, drop in the comments if you want to know more information, and I can message you. But I discovered, or we had come across, natural procreative technology, NAPRO technology. And I had come across it and looked into it a year before we did IVF, but where we were at with testing and everything that the doctors were saying, it just seemed like it wasn't gonna be the solution. So, but I had never completely disregarded it. I just had kind of moved it to the back of my brain. So of course, after I had recovered from the DNC from the twins and kind of got my bearings back and got my head back a little bit, my husband and I talked and talked about trying this. Why not? It's natural. So just as its name states, it's natural family planning. So, it is not invasive. It does not include, nor does it condone or support any type of in vitro or intrauterine artificial insemination. It's a very Christian form of family planning. And so we decided, well, let's give it a shot. Read about it and what it entailed. We went to Orange City, Iowa, to kind of a learning event, a learning evening, and then from there worked with a practitioner that basically helped us achieve pregnancy. So with this method, you're either achieving or avoiding, and they're telling you why you're not achieving, and they're telling you how to avoid. It's amazing the answers we got by looking at this. And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I am saying that there's a lot of people that do not know about this. And I know this because of people I've come across in my travels. And after I've shared my story and talked about it, I know people don't have their answers because they want the information. They want the information. They want to know about what this is. And I'm just so happy to give it to them and hope that it's helping others out like it did us. So after we got started with the program, which mind you, it was I don't even remember. We're talking dollars. We took out a loan just shy of $20,000 for IVF, and this was pennies, really. I can't even put a price tag on it. It was $50. We did this over Skype. Basically, you learn how to chart. You're looking for biological markers that are basically telling you what's going on in your body. Again, the science, and our bodies are amazing. They tell us amazing things if we know what to look for. And so basically we learned the charting. We had these Skype visits, my husband and I together, and learned how to do all this, learned what to look for, and identified what the issue was, and we were prescribed. To take some over-the-counter. I was prescribed to take some over-the-counter Mucinex, and a high dose of vitamin B6 or B12. I can't remember, but basically I got it from Amazon, and so that's what we were prescribed. So we had a practitioner, certified practitioner that we worked with to learn about all this charting, and then our wonderful physician in Orange City was actually an MD, but certified in this NAPRO technology, which they go and do in Omaha. It's a Pope Paul Institute in Omaha. This doctor has dedicated his entire life to women's health and fertility, and achieving or avoiding pregnancy, and helping out with a barrage of other things too, like PCOS or, I can't think of the other common issue with women sometimes. But anyway, so he's dedicated his whole life, and so worked with that physician, and he went over all of our charting and what our practitioner was saying, and agreed with what was being agreed or more or less prescribed, the over-the-counter items. And when we were going into this, our practitioner, and if she's watching or catches this live, I just always love shouting her out. It's and Ashwood Fertility Care in Orange City is what it's called now. She's completely just evolved. She is just a women's health advocate. But she predicted that we would be pregnant within 3 months of this charting. So of course, in total, it was like almost 5 months. Once learning about everything, but then it was 3 months of charting. And I wish I had that folder out here with me, but I don't. So I could flash it up there. But rest assured, I did save. So I had these charts, and by golly, wouldn't you believe it, on that 3rd month, we had a positive pregnancy test. All on our own. Oh my gosh, it was so surreal, just jaw-dropping, couldn't believe it. We went from pregnancy loss, infertility, to pregnancy loss, to achieving pregnancy on our own. And our rainbow baby, because she was after the twins, so that's not why we named her, but it just fits so well, Rainbow. So her name is Raylan, and she's 3, almost going to be 4. So she was that positive pregnancy test after that horrendous storm. And then, wouldn't you know it, we just, we're like, oh my gosh, we can have a baby. We were so excited we could achieve pregnancy. And then it was like we just couldn't turn the water off. So then we've got Willow Mae. She was born in July of 2018. And then now we have Ivy Noel, and she was born December of 2019. So basically, when I would do my 9-month in, 9-month out picture with my babies, I was pregnant with the next one and didn't really know it. Of course, we still used the charting. So I obviously could identify where I got pregnant and the cycle I got pregnant in, but we just didn't think that it would be that easy. We didn't think that it would happen that soon. So I don't think I'm leaving anything out. This went a lot longer. Yeah, absolutely. I love sharing the journey because there's so many people that can relate. And I think so many people that, even if it doesn't ring true for them, or isn't something that necessarily they can relate to, they know somebody. So that's why I say hit that share button, share this video. It's public. But of course, the more it gets shared, the more people will learn too about this NAPRO technology, because it was one thing that then I took back and educated my doctor on, my OBGYN on. And I can tell you, he was like, what did you do? And let me tell you. So it's super fun to share, and just because a lot of people don't know about it, and it's definitely worth a try because it's not invasive, it's not expensive, and you'll get some answers. People get some answers from it. So that is my long, drawn out story. Love sharing it, and I knew if I didn't come in here and share it tonight, while I had this little window where I'm hoping everybody stays sleeping, that I would just, pretty soon the month would be gone. And I just wanted to make sure I got this in for this month, especially. That was the first time I've ever showed off my little twinners to you all. So I hope you I don't know, had as much fun seeing them as I had showing them to you, because they were as real as anything. So I just didn't get to hold them. All right. Well, that's all I have for everybody. Have a good night.